So here's a great tip for cooking when you're living in a nomadic life as a vagabond, out of an RV, full-time living. I tend to cook a meal if I don't have refrigeration, which right now I don't because my fridge is broken, so I can't do that. So what I do is I get this Velveeta cheese and shells, or whatever, anything Velveeta basically, that's instant macaroni. And then I'll get canned chicken breast. And because I don't have refrigeration, I would have to use powdered milk. And while I have powdered milk, it's a pain in the ass to clean it up, and then you have to use it a certain amount of times. Use it within a certain amount of time after you've started it. So what I do is I use the Velveeta because I don't have to mix up any milk for the cheese, and I don't have to refrigerate anything because I've got chicken breast. Now this is higher calorie content, and it's very salty compared to doing it fresh, but if you don't have access to a refrigerator, this is the best way to make a very delicious meal. You don't even have to add any salt because the Velveeta, the cheese is also already pretty salty, as is the chicken breast itself, because it's part of the preservation. It takes you probably about, I would say it's ready in 8 minutes. It takes about 8 minutes to cook a meal like this. Well, let's be frank. I use more water than I probably should. So it probably takes about 10 minutes because it takes time for the boiling of the water and then for the noodles to cook. Because, sorry, I got a bit of cold here. So anyway, that's my tip. Hope you enjoy it. Now, if you do want to use the powdered milk, you can use Hamburger Helper. Hamburger Helper, unfortunately, does require cups of milk, but you can also use this. And then what I do is I use cans of roast beef. So, cans of roast beef, and you can have your Hamburger Helper. Yeah, fridges, unfortunately, I lived in a camper van that did not have a fridge for about a year. And one of the things I loved about my Airstream is that I have a fridge and a freezer. And that was great. And unfortunately, it cost like $2,000 to get a new damn fridge. And technically, you can replace the cooling units, because that's what's wrong with my fridge. The cooling unit has leaked. But to replace it would cost about as much as replacing the fridge. So I'll just replace the fridge. But in the meantime, I'm not starving. I'm still eating well. So it's totally doable. It's not very expensive. It's not as fresh, but it is delicious. I hope you guys enjoy this tip for RV living. Thank you.